think. First time going live on my phone. So we are out fishing in the fish house for panfish. Jackson and I are out here. And so we thought we would try to go live while we're ice fishing here. It's the first time we've been out this year. We've been catching some sunfish. We've got a few of them on the ice already. And right now our Vexilar is pretty lit up. I'll show you. So all those red flashing lights down there toward the bottom are actually fish down there. So we got a jig, a tungsten jig with tipped with a waxworm, and we're trying to get some up on ice side here. How's it going, cast from the hip, Allen Outdoors, Chaos Paddlers, Florida Pirate Adventures. Good to see everybody. We've caught what 4 or 5 of them so far. And we've got two fish on top of the ice right now. How's it going, C-Dubs? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good night. Jackson is over here too. So right now we have, I'll show you here, we've got a couple holes. We've got 4 holes drilled in our house right now. And we did have an underwater camera set up earlier, but it's a little too dark now to be able to see down there. But that's this right here, but we can't really see down there right now. So we're just strictly going off our Vexilar here. So the that light there that's moving up and down, that's actually my jig down there. And then there's that little red mark just under it, and that's a fish. So there's been sunfish, we've seen some northern, we've also seen a bass come by.
And a crappie.
Yeah, and we've seen a crappie too, yeah, that's right. So hopefully we can get a fish here on camera. Jackson's over there, he's been eating his snacks. How's it going, honey? Chaos is asking, how do we know they're crappie? Because earlier we were fishing with our underwater camera, which is this right here. It's too dark down there. The sun has gone down below the horizon now, so we can't actually see the fish now. But we were able to see the fish earlier, so we could actually see that they were crappie. So we've seen some crappie swimming by. We've seen a northern swim by a couple times, and then there was a bass that swam by too, and then several sunfish.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I got one up a little high off the bottom. He came up and looked at my jig. Let's see, dang, never knew there were so many electronics involved. Oh, I just got smashed. I should have been concentrating on fishing instead of reading the comments. Never knew there was so many electronics involved in ice fishing. Yeah, there can be. You can go all out. How thick is the ice? Right here in Minnesota, we're sitting on this lake. It's just about a foot. We did not drive out here. We walked out, but
Other people parked their cars out on the ice.
there was a couple people that parked their cars on the ice. That's right. But we just walked out. We walked out about halfway out on the lake, maybe a couple 100 yards. And then we set up our ice house, drilled a few holes. We got the heater going, so it's nice and toasty in here. I took my jacket off. Jackson took his jacket off too. We're not going to stay out here all night tonight, no. We'll stay out here until, I guess, until we stop marking fish on our Vexilar here on our flasher, and then we'll probably call it a night. This is our first trip out this season, so.
Yeah. I went out ice fishing twice now.
How's it going, G Money Strong? We're just out here doing a little ice fishing on the lake. We've been out here for a couple hours. We actually filmed an episode and then we decided to go live here. We've caught quite a few sunfish already. We've kept a couple. We'll try to keep a couple more for a meal tomorrow. Yeah, a foot of ice is pretty strong. I didn't know how thick it actually was though when I arrived out here, so we just walked out and
see how thick the ice is.
Yep. I think you want to reel this up, bud? We'll check the worm on there and make sure that it didn't fall off. So let that line out a little bit, bud. So yeah, when I got hit earlier when I was talking, it looks like he got ended up getting our little worm off of there. So we'll re-rig this up and get it back down there and see if we can't get one to bite. You want to grab a worm there, bud? How's it going, GNC? Good to see you. You got a date with Cassie in a hot tub? Alright, so what I do here is I'm just going to thread this wax worm on a couple times like that. And then we're going to throw that back down there and see if we can't catch another one. You going to try to grab it? Jackson said he's going to try to be a cameraman here, so there you go. So one thing I don't have is a tripod for my phone, and this is the first time I've done a live on my phone, but we'll just go with it. I got a little tangled up mess here now though at the end of my rod that I got to fix before I go back down. I've got some spring bobbers on the end of my rod here, and they can get tangled up. So I apologize if I'm not seeing your guys' comments right now while I fix this. But the sun went down, I suppose, about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. The sun right under the clouds. And the clouds.
It went down below the horizon, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get this back down there now. Alright. So I'll switch this camera over here. And so this is the Vexilar. And now this right there is my bait going down. And this right here is the bottom. And all these marks right here are actually fish sitting down there toward the bottom. So I'll throw my bait down there and I'll see if I can't catch one of those. So mainly what's down there is sunfish, and then all those little green lines now from the top there all the way down the bottom, that's actually my line. It picked up some air bubbles on the way down when I had it up here. So those will eventually just kind of disappear, but I can turn the gain down on my Vexilar too to kind of cancel out some of those things, but Alan says I have some deer coming out. Everyone enjoy. Well, good luck, Alan. Timber Hill says the hubby just got a 4-pointer. That's pretty cool. I am in Minnesota. I live in western Minnesota. And this is the first time we've been on the ice this year. We wanted to go a couple times this year already, but we just haven't had time to come out here. But today we were able to sneak away and get out here, so. And we'll try, we're trying to catch a couple fish to take home so we can have a fish dinner tomorrow, so. It's been a little while since we've gone fishing and had a fish dinner.
Mhm.
Once the deer archery season started, we kind of were doing that, and we hadn't been fishing for a little while now. So we got our holes drilled. Right now I'm just fishing in one of the holes, but we actually have 4 holes set up here. This hole here is the hole that we dropped the camera down earlier, and then we pointed it this way so we could see these 2 holes down there. But now it's so dark down there that we can't really see anything.
We could see a fish and it swam close
Mm-hmm.
to the camera.
I'm still marking a lot of fish down there, but I just, they're not biting yet. I don't know, there might be a northern down there now. I don't really have a bait on to catch a northern, so. Usually if a northern comes in, then all the little fish, like the sunfish and stuff, they tend to get out of the area because they don't want to become somebody's meal either, so. But I have fish all the way from 2 to 4 feet off the bottom, so they are suspended quite high. I'll show the flasher again here. But they, all those little red dots, or lines down there from 15 feet all the way up to about 13 feet, that's all fish. So right now I can tell that there's about 4 or 5 fish right under my hole here, just sitting around down there. They're kind of coming up from the bottom, going up a couple feet, and they go back down, and they come back up. My bait right now is about 1.5 feet off the bottom. So they come up and look at it, and then they've been going back down. But can you use one of those sunfish as bait? In Minnesota, you cannot. I cannot use a sunfish, any game fish I cannot use as bait. It has to either be rough fish or non-game fish species. So when we do spearing, I can use sucker minnows and stuff, or big sucker fish, but because they're considered a rough fish here in Minnesota. But I can't use perch or sunfish or anything like that. I apologize if I've missed people coming into the chat. I do appreciate everybody stopping by. How's it going, Grant? Yeah, at least not on video, that's right. Oh, I just got hit again. I'm finding this really difficult to catch fish and record at the same time. Each time I look down to read a comment, I get hit. That was a pretty good hit, too. Alright, you want to reel this up again, bud? Maybe our... Slow, though. Maybe our worm got bit off again. Let's see, it sure did. Well, I'm feeding them anyway. which is okay, I guess. I'm gonna grab a worm there. I'll set this down here. So, let's see if it'll focus. So, this is the jig I'm using right here. It's kind of a, it goes from a purple to a silver to kind of a blue color. And then I just take a wax worm and I thread it on here like this. Just like that. And that thing will kind of fiddle around down there a little bit. And it has been working pretty good. How's it going, Mitt and Dad? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We are out doing our first ice fishing trip of the season. Jackson's out here with me. He's actually holding the camera right now. But we're going to try to see if we can't get a fish here on a live stream. We were recording a video earlier and we did catch quite a few sunfish. And then once the sun went down here, we decided to get on the live stream and see how it would work catching a fish here on live. Oh, there we go. We got one. All right. Here we go. This is a pretty nice sunfish. I'll keep this guy. This will be all right for a meal. We'll try to keep maybe 5 or 6 of these for a meal for us tomorrow. So I'll throw him over at the ice down there with the other one. Jackson's going to show everybody over there. And again, I'm sorry if I am not keeping up with chat here. But we'll get this sent back down there and see if we can't catch another one down there. I'm still marking a lot of fish down there, so I think we'll be able to pull up a few more before they just quit biting.
Yeah.
The crappies might start biting here after a while too. This lake we usually put our sleeper house out on, and we do a lot of overnights and stuff on here. So we actually catch a lot of crappies all through the night when we're out here. So. And thank you everybody for saying congrats.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can't catch another one down there. I'll show you guys the flasher again.
Yeah.
The flasher is just lit up. I mean, there are marks all over the place. I've got at least 4 or 5 fish right down there on the bottom still. So we'll see if we can't coax a couple more to bite and bring them up topside here to say hello. Jackson actually caught the first fish of the day earlier, so he brought his first fish up of the season, and then about 10 minutes later I brought my first fish up.
Mm-hmm.
I love ice fishing, but I hate what it takes to make the ice. That's right. In order to have ice fishing, you got to have some cold weather, so... that's right, Mitten Dad. It is cold outside, but I'll show you our heater here. So I have this heater right here, and we have a propane tank outside the house, and we are heating this insulated pop-up. So this is an Eskimo. It's a pop-up fish house, and it's insulated, so it stays pretty warm in here. And I only have that. Only half the burner is on right now, and yeah, it's warm enough in here where we've taken our coat off and everything. So I don't know exactly how warm it is in here right now, but it's got to be at least 68 degrees in here, if not a little warmer.
Or 70.
Yeah, it might be 70 degrees. Yeah. So we usually fish in pretty good comfort. Yeah, I use that heater for hunting also in the blinds and stuff. We take that out when we do muzzleloaded hunting. It's usually pretty cold during that time. The only thing about it is it is a little heavy, so taking it out to the hunting blind and stuff, carrying it out if you're walking a long ways, it does get to be a little bit heavy. But the nice thing about this one too, though, is not only can you run it off like a 20-pound propane cylinder, but you can also use the 1-pound cylinders off of it, and you can put one in from each side, so you can have 2 pounds of propane. So you don't have to lug around a 20-pound tank if you don't want to. The Mitten Dad, we actually have a couple hunting blinds just like this fish house. Oh, I just got hit. And they're pop-ups just like this that work pretty good. I know Primos, I haven't bought it yet, but I have a friend that bought one. Primos came out with a hunting blind. I think it's called the double bowl blind. It has 3 sides of it that you can actually see through it, but then when you're on the outside of it, you can't see in it. So you have this really good field of vision when you're in it. It doesn't, though, keep the wind off you as much as the other blinds do, but as far as being able to see really good, it works pretty good for that. Here, Jackson, you want to pull this back up and see if our worm is still in there? I got hit pretty good there, so he probably stole it. I probably fed another one. Nope, I did not. So we still got a worm on there. We'll throw it back down there and see if we can't get him to bite again. Yeah, buddy heaters work really well. I've always liked them. A little bit of maintenance goes a long ways, just to make sure that the heat sensors and stuff don't stop working. Then it's really hard to get them to start and stuff. But this one has worked well for me. I think I've had this one for, I think this is the 3rd season now that I've had it. But it actually has a fan on it too. That's what that button there is for, and there's a fan in there, and it blows air up through those vents, and it will push the air around, especially in this fish house, pretty good. But I don't even have batteries in it right now to do that, but that works pretty good too.
Yeah.
You want to hold this, bud?
Mhm.
We'll see if I can use 2 hands here. Maybe I can get another one. I still got quite a bit of fish down there, Mark. Yeah, Jackson saying hit that thumbs up. I still got a pretty good solid marks down there yet. We still got quite a bit of sunfish just kind of hanging around.
You never catch a northern, Nolet.
No, we haven't caught a northern yet.
Saw one that it never bited.
Yeah. Uh-oh. The phone got dropped onto the ice. Sorry about that. At least it didn't go into the hole or anything, so.
It went in the hole. It might be corn fish.
Maybe until the phone would stop working.
I actually pulled under the water.
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
That would have been a good live moment, huh? The phone goes right down the hole.
Yeah. Live. That you won't have a phone no more.
Nope, that's right. I would not be diving down into the lake to go get it. That's
I
for
would.
sure. You would?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, get wet because maybe I care when I get wet because the water is cold.
The water is pretty cold right
I
now.
don't even supposed to let my hands hot.
How's it going, Dr. Fishing and Travel? Good to see you. We're just out doing some ice fishing. We did catch one on camera a little bit ago. We were recording an episode before we got on camera, and we caught quite a few. But So far we've only caught one on camera, but we've got a lot of marks down there on the old flasher here, as you can see. Bottom is about 16 feet there, so you can see from about 16 feet all the way up to 13 feet there's fish down there. More sunfish. We had the underwater camera down there earlier when it was light out, and
Yeah,
we
now it's got way too dark for the ice. Got too dark.
yeah, it's too dark down there right now to have the underwater camera down there, but so we decided to get the phone out and go live a little bit and see if we can't catch some fish on
Let's catch
On live
one
stream.
alive.
yeah. I've got one right on my jig right now.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
he came zooming up from the bottom to look at it. So we'll see if we can't get him to bite here.
we're almost all ice in here.
Yeah, it is all ice in here. Yeah,
Not all of it.
a little bit of snow.
Yeah, right over here. By these teeth are like all ice and water.
Hopefully we can catch another one here. Right there, that solid red line, right there at about 14.5 feet, that's right where my bait is, and there's at least one, maybe two fish just sitting right on it, looking at it. If I bring it up here, that separation, that line that's going up and down, that's my jig. The bottom of the lake is 16 feet. I don't know how well this shows up on camera, but so yeah, they're just sitting right under it, just looking right at it. We'll see if we can't get them to bite them. Just jiggling it just a little bit right in front of their nose. Let's see. I'll just give it a couple more minutes here, and then I might pull it up just to make sure I still have my worm on there. So we'll give it a little bit more here and see if we can't catch another one.
We have 3 fish we caught.
We have 3 fish that we kept, yeah. There's 3 fish in the corner over there.
We want to catch 6, we need 3 more fish. We want to catch 5, we need 2 more fish.
That's right. It'd be nice to catch at least another 2 before we leave.
Yeah.
So that way we can have a nice little fish fry tomorrow. Let's see if we can't do that. So I'll have you reel that up again, buddy. Reel it up just a little bit there, and then we'll see if I have a worm on there still. Okay. Open up the bail again, please.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we still do.
You're still doing it a little
So
crumped up.
we'll just throw that back down there and see if we can't get him to bite. Be a little more patient. But as Jackson sends that down there, I'll show you. So bottom is right here. So there's a couple fish right here. There's one fish sitting right there. And this line right here is the jig going down. So So yeah, right there, Jackson. So Jackson just put it right down there, a couple feet off bottom there. And we'll see if we can't get him to bite.
Yeah.
Switch this around again. Set that down there. One thing I know I want to do if I'm going to do these lives while I'm fishing.
You don't want to put your phone over the hole
Right.
or drop it.
Well, I want to get a tripod for my camera or something.
Oh, yeah.
So that way I have both hands.
Yeah. Stick on to the bottom of the phone or that way and set it somewhere. That because it's so fishing. I don't know why I have two boxes on me.
So they're right on my bait again now.
Yeah.
I'm going down a little deeper this time to see.
No, catch it. Catch something.
So I know I'm missing a lot of people when they're coming in. I just I thank everybody for stopping by. I do apologize that I haven't been able to keep up with chat and say hi to everybody as they come in, but trying to get one to bite on my to bite on it. What are you doing, buddy?
I don't know. I don't see it.
Oh, I just got sparked again here. Let's see. I'll give it about 5 more minutes here if we don't catch one. I think we might pack it up. Where they still?
Yeah, so look. One line.
Oh, I just got hit again. It's getting a little hard to get a hook set on them with one hand here.
Yeah, two hands will be way easier. Oh gosh.
You might have robbed me now, though.
Yeah, I think I did right now. The laundry right now that we're not biting anymore.
Grant says I want to see a 2-pound crappie before I have to leave.
Okay, we just try.
We're trying.
Yeah. We don't get one with Sally. It'll be on time for to get maybe another fish.
Alright, here, let's reel this up and check it again. I got hit twice, so. Grant says, ha ha ha. Yep, he did steal my worm, so we'll have to rebait this and we'll try again here. I'll grab one of those worms there. Put this back down. So, as I showed it earlier here, but I'll show it one more time. That's the jig I'm using. I've liked this jig. I've used this one for quite a few years. It has a lot of different colors and it's really flashy and it seems to work pretty good for me. Especially for crappies. I've caught a lot of crappies on it. A lot of sunfish, a lot of panfish. And I'll get this back down there. I'm still marking fish. They're not as high as they were earlier. They're closer to the bottom now, but they're still, yeah, there's still quite a few down there. So with that, I've gone down a little deeper now too. I was fishing, I don't know, it was about 1.5 to 2 feet off the bottom. Now I'm down there at about 10 inches, 10 to 8 inches. And we got one that just zoomed in up off the bottom. He's looking at it.
Yep. Hope he bites it. If he bites it, that's to be good.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, it won't be good.
In this spot we're fishing, we fish this spot quite a bit during the winter time. I don't fish this lake much during the summer, but during the winter we come out here quite often. Usually have a house out here all winter, and pretty much in this spot here. This is kind of there's right behind us. There's a little sunken island where it gets to be about 5 feet deep, and we are about 20 yards off of that, where it's about 16 feet. Off to my right, there's a little finger, a little channel that's in the bottom of the lake, and that goes down to about 25 feet. So this is a little finger off of that. That's just a little bowl dish right in front of the sunken island, and it seems to always hold a lot of panfish, especially during the wintertime.
Yeah. And then, like, I have to see.
Alright, little guy, let's bite this now.
Hope he bites it. Get here a little, we'll keep it.
Yeah, I've got him about 2 feet off the bottom now. I just keep kind of raising it slowly, and he keeps following it up.
Now he follows it up all the way to the top. To grab him with your hands.
You could.
No, you have to do that.
One thing that I do when I try to get these things to bite is once I've marked the fish that's on my jig, if he's not biting it, I'll just kind of lift it up a couple inches and jig a little more, lift it up a couple inches and jig a little more to get him to follow it up, and they usually triggers a strike. But
I'm not good with this one. He isn't doing it right now.
So, what's that, bud?
He isn't doing it right now.
Grant, we're using wax worms.
Yeah, you.
Quite common bait during the winter we use. We were going to buy some minnows also, but the bait shop that we usually go to when we come out here closed down, and I didn't know that they were closed, so we came out here with no worms, I'm sorry, we came out here with no minnows. We came out here with worms, but no minnows. Here. These guys are tight-lipped. After that sun went down, they just kind of quit biting.
Yeah.
They're still down there, but they're not very.
Bite.
Yeah, they're not very interested in the feeding right now. Yeah, they do. I've never raised mealworms myself, but I've always thought about doing that. We've tried to do night crawlers before. We were not very successful though. But I have not tried doing it again. Well, guys, I think I am going to be calling it a night here. I'm going to pack up the stuff, and we're going to walk back up to the truck and head back home. So I do appreciate everybody stopping by, and at least we were able to catch one fish on camera. So
actually, we catch 3 fish on live. We catch one on live and 2 on camera.
That's right. Yeah, we only caught the one on the live stream, but we did catch fish when we were recording earlier.
Yeah.
So have a great night, everybody, and again, thanks for stopping by. And until next time, remember to take a kid on an outdoors adventure. See everybody later.